I assume people have heard of Bosch. Typically when we have these discussions, people say appliances and power tools, and they have no idea what else we do. So I want to talk a little bit about that and give some background on Bosch and software innovations and where we fit in. So just in general, you know, from a millennial standpoint, Bosch doesn't sound that great. It's 360,000 employees, 440 divisions. It's 71 billion in sales, 285 manufacturing plants, global. A lot of innovation that happens. We spend about 12% of our revenue on R&D. And so you start to look at those things and say, you know, how does that come into smart home type of activities? If you look at the automotive space, every automotive OEM is a customer of Bosch. Everything electromechanical on a vehicle is a customer of Bosch. So every is a component of Bosch. So anti-lock brakes, all the sensors, all the lighting, all those things in a vehicle are Bosch components. That's 60% of our revenue. So what we've been able to do in that is we take a lot of those things that we do in automotive and we take that out into the market in other industries. So for example, if you look at MEMS sensors that are in all your cell phones, 70% of those are Bosch sensors. We manufacture 2 million of those sensors a day to go into other industries outside of automotive. So when you start to think about the presence of IoT and ability to collect data, manufacture data, collect that data, sensors is really how you have to start. So it's about the sensor, adding logic to that data, bringing that data into everyday life or into an enterprise, et cetera. So the idea that we're selling more and more of those sensors out of automotive space starts to give you an idea of what's happening with Internet of Things and technology. We do a lot of industrial, gearboxes, drive controls, those types of things, but also those are things that you see in community environments that help manufacture homes and things like that. So then you look at building energy technology, security systems, lighting systems, thermal technologies, and then what we're known for is the consumer goods, so power tools, household appliances, things like that. So when we look at the market from an end-to-end solutions capability, Bosch Software Innovations was developed to really focus on Internet of Things technologies, which is start to look inside of the organization, 440 divisions, expertise, products, et cetera, go out into the market and figure out where this fits in Internet of Things and connectivity. What we do is we look at it from a full continuum perspective, so you have to be able to create the data, you have to then make sense of that data, and then you have to integrate the data into a back-end system to add value to whoever that stakeholder consuming that data is. What we often tell people is you need to start at the far right end first, really understand what the value proposition is, and then develop that solution and the technology selection for where you want to go with your product set. So if you look at software innovations, we're in various different components of industry. Energy, obviously, from smart metering, looking at power plants, we have something called virtual power plant. You can actually monitor those energy consuming assets and apply the power to those that are needing power in the future and start to throttle those different things. Mobility, fleet management, which I'll talk about in relation to a community, industry, building smart home, which is what we're here to talk about, connected devices where we bring in the sensors, the cameras, and then certainly city environments as well. We have a IoT suite that we use to take those things to market, and what we're really doing is enabling other organizations, developers, builders, communities, et cetera, to leverage the platform and expertise that we have to start to do really innovative things in the market. So just as a summary, if you look at what we're doing in smart home to take all the component pieces and innovation that Bosch has and take that into market, I'll give you an example of a developer that we're working with. They're building about 12,000 homes on the West Coast. They really came to us and said, help us understand your platform because we want to create a smart community for all the residents of this community that are going to buy these homes in the future. So we were able to approach them with, you know, can we start to develop the apps that allow a community resident to actually understand what's happening in the environment around them, whether it be in the community, whether it be traffic, whether it be in their home. It's just an app that allows them to select what data they want to consume and be able to update that on a regular basis. In order to do that, we're bringing in all of our sensor technology with this developer, for example. And so we have the sensors that can sense everything you talked about in Notion, but also a number of other things in an environment. We have the appliances that we bring into the environment, tankless water heaters. What you see there, this little green device, is actually an electric lawnmower, and it's controlled by your smartphone. So you walk around with your smartphone, you create a geofence, you turn your little mower loose, and it kind of does its thing, and then when it's done, it parks itself back into the garage. We have a lot of thermal and heating and thermostat technologies that we bring into the home. If you look at security camera, we're bringing in our Bosch security cameras into the community. Not only is it protecting your home, but it's doing interesting things that we've been able to innovate with them on, is if you're walking home at night, you don't feel safe, you can actually pull up your app and say, follow me home. And the camera will find you, and it'll track your course all the way home and alert authorities if something interesting is about to happen. And then certainly around smart parking, charging, electric vehicles, car sharing, things like that we've innovated around. So we're surrounding this community as an example and bringing in hardware, connectivity, data management, and the services and interfaces that go along with that, with the idea that a consumer can buy a home, move into a home, have everything in place that they need, and they can pick and choose actually what they want to implement. And it doesn't have to be Bosch product as well. We've innovated with other thermostat providers, other appliance providers, and those types of things.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our weekly newsletter. Also, if you want to come to a BW event, use the code BWTV and get 15% off. We hope to see you soon.